We are discussing that we are going to have a joint refinery in Tanga.
Kaambia umekwenda kutangaza refinery Tanga, mbona mimi sijui? Hasa atasema mwenyewe pale kwa nini katangaza.
In April 2026, leaders from across East Africa came together to have a meeting. The region was facing growing pressure from the war in the Middle East. And that's because East Africa imports most of its refined fuel from the Middle East. This means countries like Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, and South Sudan remain vulnerable to global price shock. Then came the big announcement from that meeting. We are going to build a big and a major refinery. A refinery that can take up to 650,000 barrels per day. This is Ali Finance Podcast, where we bring you finance and economic updates. Do well to like, do well to share, and don't forget to stick around to learn a thing or two from this channel. Let's dive right in. On April 23rd, 2026, this man right here, President William Ruto, revealed the plans to build a massive regional oil refinery with the help of his friend, Aliko Dangote, the richest man in Africa. This refinery was scheduled to be built in Tanga, that is in Tanzania. The project was supposed to process oil from Kenya, Uganda, South Sudan, and even Congo. Now, who was going to build this refinery? This man here, Dangote, the man who built the largest refinery in Africa, which is in Lagos, Nigeria. He said at the summit that he's willing to build another refinery in East Africa. He even promised that it could take him about 4 to 5 years to build another refinery if he has backing from the East African presidents.
We will lead and will make sure that that refinery is built within the next 4 or 5 years.
Wow. We are discussing that we are going to have a joint refinery in Tanga to benefit all of us, because that refinery is going to take on board the oil from DRC, the oil from Kenya, the oil from South Sudan, the oil from Uganda, and we will just need to build a short pipeline from Tanga to Mombasa, and the finished product will use the pipeline that we already jointly own with Uganda. So all our assets become profitable.
My commitment today here is that if we agree with the 3-4 governments here about the refinery, we will lead and will make sure that that refinery is built within the next 4 or 5 years.
Wow. Dangote promised to build the refinery if the countries were willing and ready to support. Now, who is bringing the money to build the refinery? This man here, Dangote. After that meeting that was held in Nairobi, Kenya, it sounded like a new era. That means reduction on fuel imports and more jobs for their citizens. This sounded like a very good news. But then, just in the midst of the celebration, Tanzania's president reacted. On May 4th, 2026, during President Ruto's visit to Tanzania, President Samia Suluhu publicly shocked the room. In front of cameras, she revealed that she had not been informed about any refinery, and as such, she has no idea. She even went further to say that she spoke to President Ruto quietly and asked him to explain why he went ahead to announce a refinery project in Tanga while she was unaware of it.
Sasa tupokuwa tunaongea ndani kule, nilimbana Ruto. Kaambia umekwenda kutangaza refinery Tanga, mbona mimi sijui? Hasa atasema mwenyewe pale kwa nini katangaza. Mheshimiwa Rais, karibu sana.
And when I had a conversation with President Museveni, our discussion was about how to industrialize our region using our resources. That our oil resources, our mineral resources, our agricultural resources should be used to industrialize our region. It is my belief, and that of the leaders in our region, that whatever raw materials we have.
Now, President Ruto tried to calm the situations. He said that he was just thinking that on behalf of the region, for them to have more investors and more businesses flowing and not have to depend on the Middle East for their fuel. And at the same time, he also mentioned the refinery should be brought to Mombasa. Around the same period, political frictions between Kenya and Tanzania was already increasing. Before this time, President Ruto had earlier made a controversial remark about democracy. He said that true democracy in Africa cannot give one candidate 98%. Many observers believe that the comments were indirectly targeted to the president of Tanzania, as she said publicly that she had 98% votes when she wanted to become president. Though President Ruto never actually accused the president of Tanzania.
We have recent elections in Tanzania, your neighbour, the president, Samia Suluhu Hassan, the winner, declared 97% support. That's like North Korea. Is there still democracy in Tanzania?
It's not for me to judge Tanzania. It is...
it seems a bit fishy. 97%, doesn't it?
Well, in a democracy, for example, in Kenya, you can never get 96%.
So it's not a democracy anymore then?
That is you saying. Every country have a way of them doing their stuff.
Whether it is true or not that the president of Tanzania rigged the election, it is now clear fact that the refinery issue was not just about business, but then it had become a more personal issue. After that came another twist. Days after the controversy, Dangote began signaling that he might prefer Kenya over Tanzania to build the regional refinery. This man here, Aliko Dangote, on May 10th, told Financial Times, after questions, that he is eyeing Kenya as the site of a huge 650,000 barrels per day oil refinery. Many analysts believe that Tanzania's president acted emotionally. She did not analyze the situation that this refinery coming to her country is her creating more jobs for her people and reducing the transport going to have to pay to go and get fuel from the other countries. Tanzania President Samia and Dangote held a proposed $17 billion refinery project, but there has been no certainty. Dangote has not come out to say that yes, he has agreed to build the refinery in Tanzania. Tanzania has not come out to say that, oh yes, she has agreed for Aliko Dangote to come and build the refinery in her country. But Dangote says the ball is in the hands of President Ruto. Whatever he says is what I'll do. That means whatever President Ruto says is what Dangote has agreed that he's going to do. This story isn't about fuel. It is about who controls East Africa's industrial future, because we all know that this is going to create jobs. Now, the big question is, will East Africa make good use of the war or the destruction that is happening in the Middle East to build a good refinery for their country? Or are they still going to stick around till the war is over and they go back to importing fuel from other countries? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Solid Finance Podcast, for more finance content like this. Until next time, bye for now.